Greetings, YouTube. Today we're taking a look at an SDOKEDC knife, and the logo is SD. I have absolutely no idea what that means. I apologize. So, this is the knife in question. This particular knife is available in a number of different blade colors as well as handle colors. Also, there's a different blade, there's different handle styles. Some of them come into a taper, but that also has a lanyard hole, which is centered as opposed to being offset. I prefer this particular style both visually as well as far as ergonomics is concerned. So this is just a pretty standard kind of sheet. Comes with a uh, removable belt clip, so this whole thing can be removed and flipped around to the other side in case you want to wear it, depending where you want to wear it. The sheath itself, the clip itself, opens up like this, so you can take it on and off of a belt without having to take the belt off, which is a nice feature. You just kind of slip that back behind the belt and then clip it closed. These two posts right here, or these little things, they can be removed. They've got these different little slots right here, so you can remove them to get with different widths, including taking them out completely. Say if you've got like a military style web belt, that may be take the full width out. So that'll give you some options. Also, because if you take one out and you can shift it slightly from top to bottom on a belt, depending where you want to have it for your comfort. And I believe these two right here, these two curves slots, I think that is part of a attachment system, though I'm not 100% sure. So you'd attach it to something and you would go, and then it would lock in place because now you've got the pegs locked behind those two slots. I think that's what they're for. I'm not 100%. I gotta tell you, I've seen a lot of different designs of things in the years, and if those slots were to be put something on something I designed, that's what they would do. Obviously, the sheet is a tan. It has a nice ergonomic design, very solid construction. Um, Nothing to complain about this as far as the overall look goes. However, I will admit, I don't think this is quite as secure as I. It's not quite as secure as I like it. Now, in this direction, because you're not getting a lot of rattle there, which is awesome. Blade's not falling out. However, it takes very little to get this out. I would prefer if there was a slightly more positive click when it was going in and out. I got to be honest with you. I thought there was one when I bought it, when I initially took it out of the package, because this was wrapped in plastic, but it was the plastic that was giving it the extra resistance. So once I took it out of the plastic, it I just think it's not quite as snappy as I'd want it to be. When we're talking like, you know, a quarter of a millimeter, maybe a half a millimeter tighter, and I think that would be fine. So I would not want to recommend this as a neck knife with this sheath. Maybe they have some variations. Maybe the sheath you buy will have a little bit clickier, and it will be better for a neck knife. Though I have to admit, this is kind of large for a neck knife, in my opinion. As you can see, it is a easily a full hand grip. Wonderful little blade shape. Kind of makes me think of a caper knife. Um, and the proportions are really great as far as I'm concerned. The amount of the blade to the grip, so it's kind of like a 60-40 split in there. I really like that. I got the safety orange because I'm a firm believer that if you're going to carry a knife in the field, you should carry a knife in the field that you can find. Seriously. I've seen lots of knives out there that have black blades. I just don't like black blades. They're easy to scrape when you're sharpening them. And I prefer I like the look of plain steel. I'm a guy that likes shiny things. I mean, I get a dance paperweight on my desk just because I think it's cool and shiny. Um, and uh, so that's a great color as far as I'm concerned. 'Cause you drop it in the ground in brush, you're going to be able to find it quickly. Now, the handle shape is just beautiful. I find this visually very attractive. It is also, with that wonderful finger notch, very, very comfortable, as well as very secure. Now, you'll note that this thing is thicker here than it is in the tip, obviously. The balance point on here is like there, right there. So you get about 60% of the blade on the front of the balance point and 40% of the blade of the knife on the back of the balance point. So it sits in your hand very comfortably. My wife took a look at this when I first took it out of the package, and her comment was that she liked the weight it felt in the hand, and absolutely correct. My wife is correct. This has a great feel. I mean, obviously it's a light knife, but it feels good and secure in your hand. There's there's a tactical feedback, tactile, not tactical, tactile feedback you get with a knife that really vibes with you. And if you're a knife person, you know exactly what I mean. And if you're not a knife person, why are you watching this video? Um, this is made from DC53 steel. I have absolutely no clue what that means. And on the other side, it says SDS logo, as well as saying SDOKEDC and a little dot next to it, which is probably the trademark symbol. But it's so small I can't see it without a magnifying glass because I'm an old. It has a little bit of jimping here. You have it quite comfortable there for your thumb, as well as, which I think is a really nice touch, halfway down the blade. So when you're doing your scalpel cut, this is very, very comfortable. Okay? It feels like it's an extension of your finger. Very nice. Very, very well done. As far as the finish is concerned, the back of the blade is very well rounded. Okay? And it's rounded perfectly all the way around. So while the whole blade is obviously its full tang, while the whole blade is exposed outside the G10 scales, it is perfectly smooth. I mean, absolutely. It feels really good. Obviously, there is a lanyard hole right there. Woohoo! That is larger than paracord, so you'd have no difficulty getting paracord on there. And if you were going to be carrying this, if I were to be carrying this like in the field, and I knew how to be out in the dark, I might even get myself some glow-in-the-dark paracord, which does exist. Um, just a wonderful little knife. And out of the box, it had a very good edge. It comes out of the box with an even grind. The edge is really quite well done. I was impressed. There is the tiniest little choil down there, which makes sharpening a little bit easier. Um, just an awesome little blade. I got this off of Amazon for 28 bucks, and I think 28 bucks is for this quality is for your can't lose with this thing. The G10 scales are very smooth, but again, because of this shape, it feels very comfortable in the hand. And again, that that feel, that tactile feedback that you're getting with a knife like this, if you're a knife person, you will really appreciate how this feels in your hand. I know I did as soon as I took it out of the box. Very cool. And like I said, the only complaint I got is I would prefer if this sheath were just a little bit tighter, because there is a little click in there, but it's just not quite tight enough for my taste. Because this is to my mind, this is the kind of knife that would make a really good addition to your backpack strap, but and with the point down. Now you could probably do that with the point up. That's a little more awkward for drawing. Classically, having it like this, so you could just kind of reach over and you're good to go. Obviously, not for heavy duty cutting, but there are times when you need to cut something and you want to have a knife in your hand quickly. This could do it. Seriously, this is the kind of thing I like. I look at this and I'm like, maybe I should carry a fixed blade as an EDC just because this is so cool looking and it is so comfortable in the hand. It's just like, yeah, maybe that's a viable option. I'm not going to carry a fixed blade as an EDC. I carry a folding knife. Currently, the Vivi Storm Howl, which I really quite like. I have it in Damascus. But yeah, awesome little blade. I have no idea what the company's name means. If anybody out there does, I would love to know. This has been the SDOCK, no, SDOKEDC uh, fixed blade, and I think it is a very cool design.